Hello, and welcome back to the On the Real with Andrew podcast, where me and my revolving group of friends discuss any and everything in the world of film and TV. I'm your host, Andrew Washington, and with me today, joining us for I'm not even sure how many times at this point, probably three or four,
I think four.
whatever. Yeah, fourth. Jack, hello.
Hello. How's it going?
We're going to be talking about a Mickey 17. I don't need to belabor the point. It just came out a couple of weeks ago at this point, a week or two ago. But we saw it together and we wanted to come on the mic and discuss. But before we get into that, Jack, what have you been watching?
I've been watching so much. The thing I've been watching more than anything else is baseball.
Oh my God. Okay.
The MLB spring training is going on right now. So these games don't even count for the standings. It's just for the love of the game.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it is incredible. I am so happy that baseball is back. It's been a dark
oh my God, months. Sports on the Real podcast is crazy.
The San Francisco Giants are looking great this season. They have the best record in the MLB for spring training. Praying that Jung-Hoo Lee isn't injured.
I'm praying for him.
Yeah. But, I was thinking about it. I watched more baseball games in the past week than I have movies.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's real.
When you're asking what I'm watching, that's what I'm watching.
You're watching
and
baseball.
I'm loving it.
Okay. Well, shout out to the preseason. Is it preseason?
Spring training.
Spring training. For the. Oh my God. I can't contribute anything to that conversation. I am notoriously not a sports fan, but I love that for you.
That's why I'm here for.
Oh my God. Well, on the movie side of things, has there been anything that's been good recently or bad? Anything noteworthy?
Something noteworthy. The movie Control Freak on Hulu. Have you heard of this?
Okay. I just heard about it yesterday. I was scrolling through Hulu and I was like, what is this?
Kelly Marie Tran, she's a motivational speaker who scratches the back of her head a lot, and there's some spiders in it. It's just it's very much like a horror movie about someone who's a control freak, and it's just sort of her psychological unraveling. It's a pretty good script that has one idea and explores it really well. But mainly, I think the style with which it's captured is really good. Where it's constantly just cutting to her, scratching the back of her head, and it's so uncomfortable and visceral.
Yeah.
And I think
a little Farge-esque.
Yeah, a little substance-esque. But yeah, and I think Kelly Marie Tran hasn't been in enough movies since The Last Jedi.
Yeah, she kind of. Because there was so much absolutely fucking unnecessary controversy around her, and then she kind of. I know she was a voice in Raya and the Last Dragon, I believe. I don't know if she voiced Raya, but that was in 2020, and it's 2025, and I don't know that I've really heard. She's in The Wedding Banquet, right? That's coming out soon.
I haven't even heard of that movie.
Okay. It's a remake. It's a modern gay adaptation of an Ang Lee movie from the 90s called The Wedding Banquet, but it's with it's the same team that made Fire Island a couple years ago.
Okay.
But it's with Bowen Yang and Lily Gladstone is in it, and I think Kelly Marie Tran is the other girl, because it's a lesbian couple and a gay couple. I don't know the exact story, but
so true.
It's about that. Regardless, anyway, she hasn't.
It's great
to
see her back on the screen.
Yeah.
More Kelly Marie Tran, more weird horror movies with people scratching the back of their heads. It was gross. I really liked it. Yeah, check it out.
Okay, shout out to Control Freak. Yeah, who directed it? Is it someone that we know, or
it's someone I know? Because here's the lore. I was in a writers group for one of my internships, and I read the script for this and got to give notes to the writer director.
Oh, okay.
So the director is I'm gonna butcher this. It's Shall No, NGO.
Okay.
And yeah, no, super nice guy. Yeah, watch his movies. It was great.
Real. Okay. Control Freak. Yeah, I see the poster is a spider crawling out of her eye.
Yeah.
That
there's bugs.
Immediately seems like something that I wouldn't click on. But I mean, if it's good, it's good. If it's good, it's good.
Oh, it's good.
I wanna throw. Oh, I just said Farge. I watched Revenge.
Oh, really?
For the first time, the 11th. I'm looking at my Letterboxd. I think it was last week. Um, and it was funny. I had a meeting with like an LMU admin just about something else, and we were talking about movies, and I was telling her about Revenge, but assuming that she wouldn't have heard of it or seen it, and she was like, "Oh, the movie," da, 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 and I was like, "Oh yeah." Like, she apparently like loves like horror movies, so it was that was just funny. But um, that's a movie. It's an interesting movie. It's I mean after I think seeing The Substance like before that is like then makes Revenge seem a little bit like light. I feel like
No, I think it's better than The Substance. I'll say it.
Oh well, I disagree, but and I think part of it is just because like the subject matter is like so serious. I've felt some distance with it because I just was a little. I don't love those kinds of movies. Like I think
Totally.
it's an original take on it, but I just generally don't gravitate towards like rape revenge stories. But for what it was, though, I did really enjoy it, and but like the craziness level compared to The Substance, I just don't know if it matched, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all.
I think the like final battle in Revenge is like more insane. Like just like the experience of watching it is like more insane than anything in The Substance. Where like I'm just like gripping my seat. I'm like, oh my god, what is going to happen? Like, that was like my jaw was like on the floor for that whole scene. I think The Substance is great.
It was very.
Revenge is insane. I love it.
I think it's a very tense sequence. The final. I think the final sequence is the best part of the movie. And there was. I think I was. I don't know. The Substance was just such a surprising experience when I saw it, because I mean my experience with horror previously, so like I personally had not seen anything like that. So I think it. I mean, also it being the same director, I feel like it's a little bit fair to compare the two. Like I don't like to compare like movies that are like different, but no, yes, exactly. But I'm like it's Coralie Farge's like first and second movie. I feel like it's fair to like put them next to each other. And I think even taking my just how much I love The Substance out of it, I don't know. I think The Substance is just more tailored to me. Like I just love satire. I mean, same with like Blink Twice has that similar kind of vibe. I think Blink Twice, for what it is a really good movie. But like I'm not gonna like it's something that I have like like pushback.
No, I think it's like weird to be like, oh yeah, like I like enjoyed that movie or something because of like the subject matter. But I just think, well, I think The Substance has like a lot of like, it relies a lot on shock value. So like I loved it the first time I saw it, and the second time I saw it, I was like, okay, yeah, like we've gone through this, and it's just like, I don't know, it didn't quite hit the same the second time. Whereas like Revenge, I think is just like so well directed, and like the script is like so tight, and it's just like a perfect
she don't say nothing. She barely say nothing.
I think it's just like a really terrific movie that's like absolutely thrilling, and like it's still thrilling.
It's a very fun experience of a movie. I mean, she's a great director. Like I'm like, she knows how to tell a story and make it
when
fun.
The blood's dropping on the ants, you like that?
Yeah. And I was seeing through lines from that movie. When the guy was eating, I can't even remember what he was eating, but when he was standing at the door and it was just like a close up on his mouth, like chewing for like so long, and like with the shrimp and all, and the substance, so I'm like, she definitely has her trademarks, and I'm glad. But I love watching like directors' first movies, and I mean this is interesting because she only has these two movies, so it's a little different. But
she has a short film too.
Okay,
very similar in terms of like.
Oh, isn't it Reality Plus?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have not seen it, but I was a movie subscriber for like 2 months. 1 month was a free trial, and then I tried to cancel it, and then they were like, "Do you want another free month?" Like,
wow,
as a gift, and I was like, sure, and then I canceled it after the second free month. But when I was on movie, like I would see it on there all the time. Same with Revenge, but I just did not get to it until very recently. But yeah, shout out to Revenge. It's a good movie. It's good, but I do think The Substance kind of washes it a little bit. I mean, Revenge just doesn't have Demi Moore. Like, I'm sorry,
Sure. I think they're both great.
No, yeah, they're both great. Shout out to Coralie. There is a movie that we both saw yesterday that just came out this weekend that we didn't see it together, but we've been waiting to talk about it on the mic. And I kind of know how you feel, and I think you kind of know how I feel. But we're talking about Opus, which is a movie that was mentioned on the podcast during the Sundance episode because a few of my guests were able to see it at Sundance. I was not because I had to leave before it premiered, unfortunately, and was very mad. I don't know how mad I am now that I've seen it, but I have now seen it and would like to hear your opinions on it.
Yeah, so Opus is like the story of this journalist who goes to like this musician's like retreat. I don't even know what
compound.
Like, yeah. For like a listening party of his new album.
Yes.
And I don't know. I just thought it was like so like shallow and like empty and like devoid of anything interesting to say.
Yeah.
I think like it had like it's like well edited. I'll give it that. Like the cinematography's fine, but I was just like, I was bored for like the first two acts, and I was like, oh, like there's some cool gore. Like once it finally like turns into horror, I was like, okay, like I'm having a good time. I don't even know if I was having a good time. Like, oh, I'm impressed by some of these kills. Yeah. I'm more entertained, but it just felt like a movie that was like trying to have, like it was trying to be like some sort of like social critique, and like none of it. Like it just all felt like cold takes to me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think the word out of what you said that is like the standout word for me is empty. I think it's such a nothing movie. Like I didn't have many strong thoughts on it, and that's how I know like movies are literally nothing when I can't think about it, and I'm like I don't even like what even was that? I think it doesn't try to say anything, but I think more particularly it feels so derivative. So it's like even whatever it might start to try to say is not original. So it feels like so many movies that have come out recently. And I kind of was hearing this in some of the conversation about it just on social media and whatever. And I try not to, let that like cloud my judgment. Cause I mean, being derivative like is one thing, but like, there's really only like, 6 or 7 different kinds of stories you can tell. And then it's just different spins on it. So that isn't an immediate like turn off to me. But when I saw it, there are some images that are pulled like straight from other movies. And it's not even like I feel like I was talking to my friend, the friend that I saw it with before we watched it, and she was just quoting something she had heard and was like, it feels like if they played it like a parody, it would work a lot better because of how like on the nose it is with like all of these tropes from Midsummer, Blink Twice, Get Out, The Menu, like all of these really popular movies that have come out in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. And I mean, like, yeah, there's a trend and I like those movies, but I just think this is just kind of an empty take on it. I do agree. I think the way that it looked was what I was a fan of for most of the time. And also the way that Ayo's hair looked. I think her hair is gorgeous in that movie. And I, as fucking corny as it was, I kind of ate up the aspect ratio change just a little bit. Like
I didn't notice. I was sitting in the front row, so it was like I was watching it in IMAX.
It was. I could tell they meant to play it like you wouldn't notice, but I watch the bars like in movies all the time. I get very like, I'm like, is the camera, like, I'm always like, is the camera moving right now? I like watch the corner and see if a shadow is like drifting away. But I was watching the bars and I'm like, oh, these shits are moving. And the one thing I liked about it was like how long it took. Like it was like over the length of that entire monologue, and it takes like a couple of minutes. I'm kind of getting a little spoilery, but it also doesn't matter. The movie's out. Like over like John Malkovich's monologue, like at the end. And so that over that entire scene, the aspect ratio goes from like the anamorphic, like whatever, to the full frame.
Oh, that's cool.
And like, again, it's kind of corny by the time you like realize it, but that kind of always works for me in a movie. I don't know why. Most of the time it's like done for nothing.
Do you like in the Hunger Games? Is it Catching Fire when it goes into like IMAX?
Yes, when they enter the arena. Awesome, yes. Oh my! And they do that in the prequel one that just came out, the Songbirds and Snakes. Yeah, when they enter the arena, the whole it gets like bigger and what? Yeah. So I always kind of eat that shit up. So when I was like, he kind of ate with that one directorial choice, but for the most part, I was kind of middle of the road on it. What I will say, I do think that people are doing just a little bit too much on it, though. Like, I don't think it. Like, I have heard like straight vitriol for this movie, and I'm like, it is not the worst movie that has like ever come out.
I think it's better than The Menu. I'll give it that.
Oh, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. I think we've talked about this on the podcast like years ago when The Menu came out.
That's very possible.
We're not going to revive this conversation because I do love The Menu, but that's crazy as fuck for you to say. But I'm not defending the movie at all. I do think it's nothing. I do think it's, empty. I don't really think it's worth much of many of people's times. I mean, and honestly, people don't think it's worth their time. People aren't going to fucking see it.
It's true.
What was the per theater average? Like $600 per theater.
It's really bad.
It's so bad. $600 per theater, mind you, on like 17 or 1,800 screens across the country. That's
think about that.
Terrible.
Tickets are like $20. That means they sold 30 tickets in a weekend.
In a whole week. Like nobody. When I saw it, there were like 4 or 5 other people here. I was like, oh, they're doing well. Like I was like, this theater's like out selling. Like they're out doing that.
My theater was pretty full, so yeah, I was like, if this is like above average, that means some of these theaters have to be just
like empty. Are like dead empty the whole time. Because there also was just like barely any marketing for it, regardless of how good it is, whether or not like they just. A24 has been dropping the ball on like so much shit. I don't know what's going on over there in that camp. But yeah, regardless, anyway, yeah, it's not like the most dog shit thing ever. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, but I also will not tell you that it's like worth your time.
It's unfortunate. I think the cult aspect of it drags the whole movie down. If it's just about like an insane musician, I think it's like so much better. And I think then it's like a critique, but they add like this super generic like religious cult into it for no reason.
For no reason. And then it becomes like the whole like crux of the story.
And that's how it lost me. Like I think there's like interesting critiques to be made about like musicians with like cult like fan bases. It's not doing that. It's just like, I don't know, adding generic horror stuff in that's not like inspired.
Yeah, again, it just feels like a hodgepodge of every like trope, like every trope, and not in a like meta or like self-referential way, like the Cabin in the Woods or some shit. Like it's just unfortunate. Yeah, that Opus is a bit of a no-no. I'm doing a thumbs down. The other mid movie that came out recently that I want to touch on was Black Bag.
I'm tempted to go lower than mid with it, unfortunately. Okay. As like a Steven Soderbergh like diehard fan, I was like so disappointed by it.
I'm not a diehard Soderbergh fan. That's a little bit of my hot take. I like the Ocean's movies and I like Sex, Lies, and Videotape, but...
Did you see Presence?
I did not see Presence.
That's like my favorite movie this year.
You have told me about this. You've told me about this. But no, I did not see Presence. But I haven't seen all of his movies, but I've seen at least 5 or 6 of his other movies, and I'm not fans of any. Like I'm not a fan of any of them. So I'm whatever on Soderbergh, and I literally saw this movie because I was at the mall, and I just like didn't want to leave, and I was like, sure. I'll go. And yeah, I kind of felt nothing. I think I understand a little bit why people like it. I don't know why so many people like it or why people like it as much as they did. Because it's like doing numbers with critics. Critics are like obsessed with it to describe for the audience. It's a spy movie.
Thriller
in quotes. About like these married or no. Is it just him that's a spy, or they're both spies? Yeah, they're married spies And then there's like, did they even explain what the fuck, like what black bag, like they kept saying it and I kind of understood in context with what was going on, but like I can't verbalize what black bag means. It's just something that's like a plot device.
Well, no. Black bag is like what they're saying when it's like, oh, that's like, my work. Like,
yeah, it's like private stuff. About it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the plot is about, at least allegedly, that someone at their like spy company or spy organization is like corrupt, and there's like some sort of like dangerous weapon or something. I didn't really follow that plot, but they did something. There's like some MacGuffin that someone compromised, and so it's about figuring out who it is. And one of the suspects is Michael Fassbender's wife, Kate Blanchett.
Okay, yeah, and then he has to investigate. Okay, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, like a lot of it was leaving my head as soon as it was entering it, though. Like it wasn't gripping me kind of at all.
No, it's like very much like like the plot. If you like read like a plot outline, you'd be like, oh, like this sounds like a thriller. It's not. It's like
no, it's not. It's very like it feels like new Soderbergh though. Like it feels like a lot of his, or at least some of the ones that I've seen, just like tonally in terms of like the kind of writing style and just the way that.
Well, he didn't write it.
Yes, he didn't write it, but like it still like it matches. But and it felt like a Soderbergh movie, and that didn't help it for me.
Okay, you're gonna have to like elaborate on what you mean by a Soderbergh movie, because like all his movies are so different.
Like, but like when I say newer, like I mean,
like have you seen High Flying Bird or?
I'm talking like
The Laundromat.
Yeah, The Laundromat, and like Let Them All Talk, the other one that Meryl Streep is in.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
It's not that good. I'm not a Logan Lucky fan.
It's fine.
I don't like Traffic. And Traffic is the one that he won his fucking Oscar for. I haven't seen Unsane, but I'm familiar with that movie. I remember when that came out because that was like 2018. The one that I do want to see, I watched. They were the actors were on a press tour, and Kate Blanchett. They were talking about like what their favorite Soderbergh movies were. I can't remember. It was probably Letterboxd was interviewing them.
Sure.
But she mentioned a movie called, I think it was Schizopolis, I think is what it's called. But like he's in it. Like he's the main character. And I don't think he's playing himself, but it's like just him kind of doing a bunch of crazy shit. But I was looking it up on that. It seems very interesting. So that I am interested in that one. Mm-hmm. But just, for me, the ones that I've seen outside of, again, the Ocean's movies and Sex, Lies, and Videotape,
you should watch Presence. I genuinely think Presence is like probably the best movie of the year. I think it's his best like experimental film, or like experiment film, not experimental.
I thought about seeing it because it came out.
It's like genuinely genius, I think.
Okay, it came out like beginning of January, right? Mm-hmm. Was it like first weekend?
Not first. It was like January 24th.
The 24th, I was at Sundance, I know. So, yeah. But regardless, anyway, yeah. Black Bag is another not.
You saw Novocaine.
I did see Novocaine, and I also was not a fan of Novocaine. I was looking at the movies that came out. I think One of Them Days, the Keke Palmer and SZA movie, Paddington, kind of. And not to spoil it, but this movie are like the only movies that I've liked that have come out so far this year.
Wow.
Like I enjoyed like watching Dogman, but I wouldn't say that it was good.
You watched Dogman?
I did, yeah.
Isn't that movie for babies?
Not babies, but it is like for kids. It's animated, that doesn't make it for kids, but it feels like it's for kids. Like it's literally feels like it's on fast forward. And
every time I saw that trailer, I was like, that movie is for like 5-year-olds and
well, I mean, it's not the most terrible thing. Like I enjoyed I didn't hate the experience of watching it. It's just it's a kids movie. So
did you see Hard Eyes?
I did not see Hard Eyes.
Hard Eyes is good.
I think you're the only person that I've heard that from. I
84% on Rotten Tomatoes, $32 million at the box office. It's a hit.
I'm talking. Well, people that I know that have seen it, that I've talked to, I think you're the only person that has said a good thing about it.
That's too bad, because I guess you just keep the wrong people around.
Oh my
God.
God.
Of naysayers. It's fun. It's so fun.
Oh my goodness. Well, maybe it's probably already on VOD or something. So maybe I'll check it out. Because all of the 12-day fucking.
You're just complaining about all these bad movies. Like, there are good movies out there.
No, I'm not saying there aren't good movies out there. I'm saying of the 2025 releases that I didn't like Companion.
Oh yeah, no,
I and that was so popular. I to this day do not understand why people like gravitated towards that movie so much.
You should watch Hard Eyes. Genuinely, like as a fellow Companion hater, Hard Eyes is like eons better, and I think it's the best rom-com of the year. Not that there's stiff competition,
and also like just we're in March, but well, I will. I think Hard Eyes is on my watch list.
Yeah.
So I will get to it at some point. But yeah, no, it's been
a rough year.
It's been a rough year so far. I mean, the beginning of the year is always kind of rough, but on Novocaine though, just to finish that, I can see people enjoying it. I don't know what the box office for it is looking like. I don't know if people are receiving it well.
$8 million. That's 8 times as much as Opus.
That is 8 times as much as Opus. But I just don't know if it was necessarily something for me. I also just thought it was a little ridiculous and stupid. The one kind of bit about the movie that I just think like not encapsulates the movie, but is one of the things that really just kind of irks me about it is like how cool the movie thinks the concept is. And like even to the point like there's like they're trying to make you think that Novocaine is like the coolest nickname ever. Like there's like lines of dialogue that are like, that's such a badass name, isn't it? Like,
with no irony.
Like, well, he is the one that like doesn't like it. He doesn't want to, take on that. His character is not there. There's more to his character than what was advertised because he's not like that. But he just can't do that. And also the way that it's explained is I don't even know if that's a real medical condition because it's explained away as a medical condition. And so he was just born with it.
I think that's a real medical condition.
I can't remember the specific name or like what they called. They like had a scene where they were sitting down at a diner and he was like, I have this and and I can't do that, the exposition done. But no, yeah, it is of the genre and like just kind of movie that it is like has its fans. It's not like John.
Like I think I'm one of them.
You might be. People compare it to John Wick just because it's an action movie. It's like not, but just it's like similar enough to where like. If someone told you it was like John, probably not you, but just like a general like audience member, like
is it revenge?
Is it like revenge? Like
no, is it like a revenge movie?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
No. That's it's like he works at a bank and he gets involved in like a bank robbery thing because he has a crush on the girl that gets taken.
Yikes.
Yeah. Do you want to get into Mickey 17?
Let's get into Mickey 17.
We can get into Mickey 17. For those of you that aren't aware that are listening, Mickey 17 is the new film from Bong Joon-ho, 3-time Academy Award winning writer and director. Parasite is obviously his most famous, but other films like Memories of Murder and Okja and Snowpiercer and Mother and The Host. And this is his new movie, first since Parasite. It's been a few years. There's been a bit of a drought, but it follows Mickey 17, played by Robert Pattinson, who in this world is a person that is inexpendable, which means that he does these tasks on this giant spaceship that all of our characters are on. He does, yes. And he dies and they reclone him. And so this is the 17th. They print him. Sorry, they reprint him. And so this is we meet the 17th version of Mickey. Shit ensues when Mickey 18 shows up. Because they think Mickey 17 died. And he didn't. There's also Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette are the people that are in charge of the giant spaceship or the corporation, or no, he's like a former politician.
He's a former politician who's now leading space colony.
Yes, because there's like this movement of people that are like wanting to find another planet.
A little cult of personality around him.
Yes. And then Naomi Aki plays his romantic interest that he meets when he gets on the ship, and she's very involved. And then Steven Yeun is, I believe, the other main character who's like his best friend, or not main, best friend, quote unquote. But you know, their journey,
were friends.
They were friends.
The trip,
Yes. There's a lot going on in this movie. I think of what I explained, I feel like it's really kind of only like kind of half the story.
You haven't even mentioned the creepers.
Yeah, no, there is also. We're weeks away from this movie coming out. I forget. We're spoiler warning, you know, for when we start talking about the movie. We're still summarizing, but the other half of the story, which doesn't come into play until later in the film, the planet that they are wanting to colonize is inhabited by these aliens called creepers that also make good sauce. Creeper sauce, like they apparently taste good, on top of, you know, them wanting to get rid of all of them. And so then there's Mickey and what is Naomi's character's name? What's the girl's name?
It's like Nasha.
Yes, Nasha. That yes, you're right. They then are trying to, you know, stop the forces that are trying to kill all the creepers. That I think is everything, or just
it's like a vast oversimplification.
Yeah, vast oversimplification of everything. But that's what a summary is. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this movie, and I think it definitely feels like there's a lot going on in this movie, but I really liked it as a Bong. I won't say like super fan, but I'll say like Stan. I'll say Stan. I'm a Bong Stan. I took a class on Ang Lee, focused on Ang Lee and Bong Joon-ho, but because of at the time, now he has 8 movies, but at the time, Bong Joon-ho only had 7 movies, and Ang Lee had 7 movies. So we only watched some of Ang Lee's movies, but we watched all of Bong Joon-ho's movies. So I have seen all of Bong Joon-ho's movies, and I really like most of them. Regardless, I was very excited, and I feel like I was kind of bound to like it. But you have a different experience with Mickey 17, the story.
Well, yeah, because I listened to the audiobook of Mickey 7, which is based off of, because I was just so excited for this movie. I was like, because when I first saw the trailers, I was like really skeptical about this movie, because I was like, what's this even about? Like, what story are we trying to tell? So I was like, I'll listen to the book and like get a better sense of it. And I really liked the book. I also started out a little skeptical with the book, where I was like, I just don't see how this is a story. But then it like develops in a really interesting way and has like a great ending. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be like Bong Joon-ho's Avatar.
Oh my God.
And he sort of takes it in like a very different direction, where it doesn't quite feel like Avatar by the end.
No. a much more, if Avatar was a bit more socially conscious, then maybe. But
I think he ends up, like, he found like different parts of the story interesting than I did, and that's okay. That's why he's Bong and I'm Jack.
The nature of adaptation, right? Right.
I think overall it's like a really interesting adaptation. I think partially because like I knew like the beats of the story going in, and then partially just because of like what he chose to emphasize in the story. I think it like lacks dramatic tension in like a very major way, where like there's just like not that much. Like the plot never feels exciting, at least for me. Like, was it exciting for you watching it?
That's interesting, because I feel like I'd answer yes, but I don't know that I'd say it was necessarily because of like the story that was happening. Like I was like, I'm watching Mickey 17.
Like I think it works better as a social critique than like as just like a narrative movie, unfortunately.
I do think it works very well as a social critique, and I think I would agree with that statement. The specifically, or just the fact that it works better as a social critique than it does a narrative film. I wouldn't say that. I don't think it doesn't work as a narrative.
Yeah, it's like fine as a movie, but like if it was like just that story with like out any of the social elements, I would be like bored. I'd be like, this is like Opus, you know. But because the social critique actually works.
That's the Bongness though that comes in, because that is his style. I mean, if you've seen more than one of his, I mean, obviously, like, you know, Parasite is now just kind of like the textbook kind of definition of what people look at for social satire. But you look at all of his movies, it's in all of them like that.
Totally.
From his first movies, like, it's called Barking Dogs Never Bite, and like there's a dog that lives in this apartment building that this guy like kills, and he has to like kind of hide the fact that he killed him. But there's a homeless man that like lives in the basement of the apartment building that is very integral to how things roll out. I don't want to spoil it, just like, you know, in case because I know, have you seen it?
I have not.
Yeah. So I just in case you do watch it, because I would recommend that you watch it. But he becomes very integral to, you know, this whole plot. There's also like a, you know, romance. He like starts to fall in love with the girl whose dog like he killed. And there's a whole different thing with that. But regardless, anyway, from his first like feature, he like set that, you know, he was going to like, you know, talk about society through like all of his stories, and it's very like present in all of his stories. And I think it works really well in all of his stories. Even in like Snowpiercer, I think is one that I would attribute that same statement for that. I think it works a lot better as a social critique than it does as a narrative film. Just because it not necessarily my cup of tea as a narrative story, but the commentary, the commentary in it, I think, is very, very ripe and very strong. Regardless of that, anyway, yeah, Mickey, what I wanted to talk specifically with you about, what you said he takes a different approach to it. Can you just kind of like elaborate on like what the big kind of changes are, like the big kind of things that he took liberties with?
Yeah, sure. I think there's two main things that are like instantly coming to mind. One is Mark Ruffalo. His character in the book is like not a Donald Trump metaphor at all. Like this, there's no like politician stuff to it. And I think that's like a good addition on Bong's part. Like I think it like makes it more relevant, but also just like adds nuance to a character that otherwise was sort of like Stephen Lang's character in Avatar, where he's just like an evil guy with like no real like ethos or anything. Right. And so I thought that was like more interesting than the book. Yeah, were you a fan of Mark Ruffalo in this movie?
I was. I think that was probably what I was most surprised about, just because his last performance in Poor Things I did not like. And there's actually, I feel like, some similarities in those performances, but I think it works a lot better in this movie.
I definitely think it works better. I don't think it like fully works for me, just because it is like such an apparent
he's not like doing a Trump impression.
He does the lips though.
Oh my God. I think he's just more like, obviously there is some, just because Trump is such a present figure, like, you know, we're going to look at it as like he is, you know, he's Trump. And I'm not saying that Trump isn't in there. Like he very much so is, but I don't think that his character is like meant to be Donald Trump. Sure. Like he's meant to just a more broad kind of amalgamation of like
Donald
kind
Trump
of evil capitalists. Just like literally any kind of, you know, evil billionaire capitalist. So Bong is very, very much, I mean, everybody knows that he's very anti-capitalism, and this is like, you know, anti-capitalism, the movie. Anti-capitalism and anti-colonialism. More so anti-colonialism, probably. Or it becomes more so about anti-colonialism. But so in that, I think that his character is just meant to be more of a broad kind of just personification of that kind of figure, not specifically Donald Trump. Like Donald Trump is one of those kinds of figures. So I completely understand. Sure, you know, I'm not going to say that it's like outright wrong. I think it's a little bit more nuanced than just like Donald Trump.
And I think that's why like it at least somewhat works, because I think if it was like just a caricature, like that'd be bad. But
yeah. I think also part of why his performance works is because like some of my like favorite scenes from the movie like involve him. Like the dinner scene, I think is like fantastic. There's I think it's not in the book at all. Scene. Okay,
so like I thought like that stuff was like a great addition that like added like nuance and like new like layers of meaning to the text. Like, the thing that doesn't work in terms of like the adaptation, is I think the third act of this one just feels so much more like a not quite like a Marvel movie third act, but like it feels more like an action movie third act where there's like big explosions and like they have to do this stuff. Whereas in the book, well, first of all, in the book, the creepers, at least like through like Mickey 17's subjective experience, seem like much more of a threat at first than they do in this, where like from like frame one, they're just like cute and like clearly like protecting him and not harming him. And so then it's like not really a big twist when they're like, oh yeah, like we're not here to like kill you, or like we're not trying to eradicate you guys. Whereas in the book, it's like, oh my god, like these creatures, they could like kill all the humans, and there's like an actual like threat of like a giant like species versus species war, that then Mickey uses like his stupidity to sort of solve. And I think it's like a hilarious and like incredibly satisfying act 3 that like doesn't have big explosions and gets like a little complicated, but like where it ends is like ridiculously satisfying. And I was sort of missing that from the ending of Mickey 17.
I can understand that. I haven't read the book, so I can't, speak specifically just to that comparison. But
like it feels tonally like much more in line with like Avatar. Although Avatar has big explosions, but like I just sort of left the end being like, eh.
They take more. I mean, it is more of a movie ending in the sense that things do wrap up a little bit nicely. I mean, there's like the cliffhanger twist kind of thing, but for the most part, though, it's a like happy ending. They blow up the printing machine and like, all that kind of shit. And I'm, outside of all the other third act stuff. But I enjoyed the third act of Big Image. It like I said, that is when like the story becomes more about like anti-colonialism. I mean, it's very clearly like, it's meant to represent like ethnic cleansing, like genocide. And it like in that, like you said, I think the commentary that comes through like in those moments is strong and it's very entertaining. Like I was entertained. I think you being a fan of the book, you probably were coming into it differently, obviously, because you were.
I was more like studying it. Interesting. It's a change of direction.
You had like more of a basis. I was like blank slate. Like I don't even know. I literally only knew that he was like I'd seen the trailer, but I didn't know. So I was entertained, and also we were sitting so damn close, and it was loud as shit. So I'm like I'm up, like I'm awake, like I'm here. But and I don't know. I feel like because I enjoy movies that are like social critiques and social satire so much. I think when like the commentary is strong, like I like the movie, or in a lot of cases, it like ultimately becomes that. Like if the commentary like makes sense, and I think it is like just, I mean, it's a very unique way, I think, to make that statement or to make the kind of statement that Bong is making. I mean, in the sense that, is there any like, I mean, well, yeah, no, he's like trying to kill all of them, but so the creepers don't die in the book? I mean, no. they still like survive.
They survive, yeah.
But it's just, so then is there any like aftermath with the, I can't remember Mark Ruffalo's character's name, but like with that guy, like does he, what happens with him? Does he still die? But die, question in quotes.
I don't think so, because I think it's like basically he's like forced to like reluctantly live in peace with them, and so like he's like now sort of like powerless. So there's still like a defeat in some ways, but I don't think he literally dies.
Okay. Because in the movie he like does, but he doesn't because there's still a secret, clone. They call them clones. No, they print them.
They print clones. Yeah,
but they print clones. Okay. Yeah, semantics. What were things that like worked for you about the film specifically, though? Just like performance wise, or like.
I mean, Robert Pattinson is like terrific.
He's
in it.
great.
I think he's the reason to see the movie. I think all the stuff with Sauce was really fun.
Do you like 17 or 18 more?
Oh, 17. If you like 18 more, you're like a psycho.
You're evil.
Did you like?
I mean, yeah, 17. He's the sweetheart, and 18 is evil. But I think it's a very strong dual performance. Like, I mean, they're so different from each other. I mean, part of that is how the character's written, but also like how he's performing it. I just think I could tell which one was 17 and 18. I mean, did they have? I can't remember if they had numbers painted on them.
They had numbers, but like
okay. But outside of that, I was like, I didn't need the numbers to tell which one was 17 and which one was 18, even though they look exactly like. I don't even know if their hair was that different.
Not really.
Like
it's identical. That's like
yeah. But so I think that is something that's like very strong also about that character and those characters specifically. I also love like him and Nasha and like their relationship.
It gets weird.
It gets weird. Yeah. It gets weird in a fun way. And I honestly wish it went a little bit higher because I was like, I wanted to see it. I was like, she was sitting up in that bed with both of them. I was like, let's get going. Let's get it started. But no, the scene where she's like sitting with him in like the tube where he was dying, because you remember when they would be like spraying him with viruses and stuff, and she was like, why is nobody like with him and whatever. Like that was like getting me emotional. I'm not. I just thought that was a very like inspired, like dramatic moment.
No, yeah.
So I mean, in all of his movies, there's quote unquote bits of brilliance. I'm not going to say that Mickey 17 is a brilliant movie, but there are like certain standout like just aspects and moments that I think are so strong. Like again, the dinner scene.
Anything with Sauce is like genius. Because like I think there's just like so many like layers of meaning where it's like Sauce is like something that's just there for like flavor and like doesn't actually like it has like negligible nutritional value.
Yeah.
But like a real like cost to being produced. And, like it's like, but also it's like expensive. It's a luxury. I think. Yeah.
He's getting a little octave.
He could have just made the whole movie about Sauce.
That's a little bit of Okja, from Okja. Didn't you say Okja is like why you're vegetarian?
It was like one of the it was like sort of a death by 1,000 cuts that made me turn vegetarian, but it was definitely like a few of
that
those.
That was one of the cuts. Oh my god. What of his have you seen? Is it only Parasite, Okja, and this one, and maybe
Snowpiercer, The Host? I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, that's most of them though. So you haven't seen Memories of Murder or Barking Dogs Never Bite Our Mother.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you rank them?
Yeah, I mean it's been forever since I saw Snowpiercer. But I think this is the thing. This is gonna sound like I didn't like Mickey 17. Like I like all his movies.
No, it's relative.
I think I might put Mickey 17 at the bottom, then Snowpiercer, because I think it's just like a slightly like tighter, like cleaner metaphor. And it's like I think it's an all-time great premise for a movie. And then The Host, which I think is like a lot of fun, but like not super memorable.
Yeah, it is really fun. I'd say that's for me his most like fun movie. Like if you were like what like give me a fun Bong Joon-ho movie, I'd be like watch The Host.
It's a great time. This is tough. I think I gotta go Okja then Parasite. But like it's close. I love Okja so much. I think Jake Gyllenhaal is great in it. The ending is like so much, because that's the thing. I think Okja and Parasite both work for me like really strongly on like an emotional level as well as like a metaphorical level. And so yeah, like both those movies are just like totally riveting. And then stick the landing at the end, and I love both those movies. But he's a great filmmaker. I love him.
Great filmmaker, and no, literally, yeah. And I listen. I ultimately, regardless of how I feel about it, am just happy that there is another like Bong Joon-ho movie. Like, and that also,
and they gave him like $100 million.
They gave him so much money to make it, and this is what he came up with. They definitely were like, what the fuck is this? Because there was so much bullshit about like it coming out. But yeah, no, I think okay, so Snowpiercer's at the bottom for me. I think I said that already. But again, it's all relative. It's still like I'd say like
it's like a Bong hit or like a Bong
miss. It's still a Bong hit, I think. But it's just I personally responded of all of his movies. I just responded like the least emphatically to it. It also might have been the first one of his that I saw. It was either Snowpiercer or Okja. Regardless of that, Snowpiercer is at the bottom of my list. And then right above that, which I feel like is kind of a hot take just because in the Letterboxd community, this is like his second most popular movie, but Memories of Murder is at my number 7. Still like a 4-star movie.
Still a hit.
Yeah, still a Bong hit. 4 stars with a like. Also, notably, Snowpiercer is the only one of these movies that I didn't give a like to.
Wow.
But I think Memories of Murder would benefit from a rewatch. For me, I had to watch it for my class. I missed class that week, so I had to watch it. But I have it on Criterion, so I just watched it here.
You must have understood it if you own it on Criterion.
Well, I bought it on Criterion freshman year, and I like didn't watch it. Like I just never watched it. I never got to it. But it was just that was more of a vibe thing. Is just why I didn't all the way gravitate towards that one. And then The Host, again, fun, but not the most consequential of his movies. But because of how fun it is a little bit higher on the list than like The Dead Bottom. And then I struggled with the next two, but Barking Dogs Never Bite is right above that, and then Mickey 17 is right above that. I've been going back and forth with like switching Barking Dogs and Mickey 17. Just because like I've spent the most time I've spent the most time with Parasite, but outside of that I've spent the most time with Barking Dogs Never Bite because like I wrote a paper on it. Like I wrote a full paper on it, comparing like it and one of Bong Joon-ho's short films. So like I know that movie, and I think it's a good movie. I think it's a great first feature. It's not like the best movie, quote unquote. It's definitely a first feature. But I just think it is an unassumingly good movie. And then, like I said, Mickey 17, but I've been going back and forth with those. Those two are probably interchangeable. And then above those two, Okja, which I felt stronger about after I rewatched it for the class. The first time I watched it, I think I didn't dislike it, but I kind of just disregarded it. I was
that's how they make the sauce, right?
What?
Mickey 17. They murder Okja to make the sauce.
Yes, yeah. I tried to do with I mentioned Okja when you were taling about the sauce earlier. Yeah, no, you didn't catch the joke earlier. Yeah. He's late. No. But no. So Okja, and then Mother's so good. Mother's like so good. Like probably the best because the way there's a kind of a full circle element to the way that the story's told. Or a cyclical, element. And in that, the opening scene and the final scene of that movie are like two of like the best in Bong's like filmography. And also the story is just like crazy, but it's so good. It's so good. And then Parasite, like I think I probably said to you, I was like, if you make Parasite, you can do whatever you want. In my book. So that's why, I'm like, whatever he was going to come up with, I had a feeling I was going to like. Sure. And so that's why I like Mickey 17.
Because he made Parasite.
No. That's not the only reason why, but like, I love and respect Bong and his work.
He's
to a very high degree.
Consideration. Yeah.
Yes, and so I am glad that he's able to just have have some fun and be a little zany with his, post Best Picture.
Blank check.
Yes, the blank check. What would you, if you had to rate Mickey 17 out of? I feel like I always struggle with.
I was 17.
Oh my god, that math. I don't even know if I could. Let's not do 17. Let's do 5, but like with halves. Letterboxd ratings.
Light 3.5, I'd say.
Light 3.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm generous with my ratings.
Not generous. No, I gave it 4, and I think I'd stick with 4. If I was like going like actual like tight, it'd probably be like like a 3.75, somewhere between 3.5 and 4. But I would recommend Mickey 17. I would not, if you haven't seen a Bong Joon-ho movie before, I don't know if like I'd say that you would like it.
Well, that's not true. I feel like there's definitely someone out there who hasn't seen a Bong Joon-ho
like
movie
obviously
who would enjoy it.
If
you're just like a
obviously
Robert Pattinson fan, go see it. Like, he's great.
Yeah. Did you see the video? And I think it was at the premiere. And someone asked him, like, how does it feel to have, is there a bunch of fans or whatever? And he was like, how does it feel? Whatever. And he was like, it feels weird because it's a bunch of guys this time. And I'm like, and so I feel like if I was him, I'd be like, what the fuck? But it's all the Bong film bros showing up, because they're not showing up for Robert Pattinson. Like, they might, but like, I mean, they might be massive, fans? Like the Batman or like the Lighthouse fans, but like,
the two worst kinds of fans.
The two worst kinds of fans, literally. No, or more so, I'll change it. I think if you are like used to Bong Joon-ho, there's a chance you'll like it more.
Sure.
That's how I'll rephrase it. But that's Mickey 17. I say go see it.
Sure.
And Jack says sure. To wrap up, as usually we do our like recommendation and what you're looking forward to. So do you have a recommendation, and do you have something that you're looking forward to? Give it to me.
So many. For my recommendation, I'm going to go with the movie Impetigore. Have you heard of this?
I've not. You have to explain it.
It's an Indonesian horror movie about this woman who returns to like the town she grew up in and finds that it's been cursed, where all the babies that are born without skin.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. You see the like, he will genuinely like try and recommend these movies like outside of the podcast. Like, we'll be talking, he'll be like, you should watch this movie, and then
you still gotta watch The Coffee Table.
I remember you telling me about The Coffee Table.
No, but Impetigore is
Skinless
fire.
Babies.
Yeah, Skinless Babies, that's the hook. There's also Skin Puppets.
Oh my god.
Unrelated to like disgusting. The lack of skin on the babies. But it is disgusting. That's the exact correct word. No, this is the thing. I think it's just like, it's early in the year. There've been like a bunch of like mid horror movies released that like lack creativity. I watched this. I'm like, wow, like that is like a truly like horrifying, disgusting image. And it just makes you remember that like we're not running out of like ideas for horror movies. Like, we don't just have to copy and paste the menu over and over again. This movie's like fully original, has like some great themes, like really interesting social critique, and skinless babies and skin puppets and like just all types of like gross stuff. Highly recommend it if that sounds up your alley.
Okay.
It's on Shudder.
Of course it's on Shudder. That I can't even. Oh my god!
Should I do what I'm looking forward to now?
You might as well. Go ahead.
Have you heard of We Are Storer?
No.
Okay, this is a documentary. It's a documentary directed by Michael Bay that just premiered at South by Southwest, and it's about this parkour group called Storer.
Oh,
and it looks sick.
You did tell. I didn't know the name of it, but you did mention a Michael Bay parkour documentary.
Yeah,
I will say that doesn't sound terrible. The idea
awesome.
Of that doesn't. That
it's
sounds
about,
like it could be
not just any parkour group. It's like an aging parkour group. So they're like dealing with like getting old and like doing like these life like death-defying stunts. And this thing, I used to watch these guys like YouTube videos before the Michael Bay documentary, and I was like, the parkour stunts are great, but it's like a 20-minute YouTube video,
right?
And it like for like 30 seconds of like awesome parkour. And I think this movie, like, I think they needed a good director, and Michael Bay is like the perfect director to tell this story. Because like I think he's just gonna do such an incredible job bringing their like the spectacle of their stunts to the screen, but also like looking like interrogating like the masculinity behind it, and I think it's just gonna be so good. I cannot wait for this movie. I hope I can see it on like a ginormous screen.
It seems like something that would be like fun in like IMAX or something.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I can vibe with that one, but the other one, I don't know about that. My recommendation is a movie that I rented the DVD from the library because I couldn't find it anywhere online, like even to rent. But they had it at the school library where I am employed now.
Congratulations.
So I knew they had DVDs there, but I work in the area where all the DVDs are kept, so I saw how many DVDs.
They should not let your ass back there.
I literally at the end of every shift, like after I clock out, I spend like 10-15 minutes just like looking through all of them, because I've of the like few number of shifts that I've had, I've like checked out DVDs like for 3 of them. But this one that I checked out is a film from the 70s. It's a classic Black film called The Spook Who Sat by the Door, which I had heard about just over time, but most specifically in one of a class that I took like freshman year. For my March watch list, I put it on my list and I checked it out from the library, and it is like one of like the most like amazing movies. Like it, especially like as far as Black cinema goes, like it is like, dare I say, peak. It's the plot very basically. It's based on a book of the same title about a Black man that like becomes like a CIA or either CIA or FBI agent, but I think it's a CIA agent. And he like becomes it by like being an Uncle Tom, like basically like sucking up to white people. And goes through like training and like goes through and all of like whatever, and then quits, and then goes back to Chicago and like not teams up, but like starts working with this like Black rebellion group to teach them all of the shit that he learned at the CIA.
That's fire.
So that they can like win, basically. And it is just so like, I could imagine like if I was like in the 70s, like watching that shit, like I literally be like, how the fuck were they able to get this made? Everything that was going on at the time is just so anti like all of that. And it's so pro like Black and Black liberation and Black power. Like it's to the point where like by the, I mean, I won't like spoil it, but by the end things ramp up and like, it's a movie. So, there's a climax and but the note that the film ends on, I think is specifically what like made the FBI like ban it. Like it got like banned.
Oh, it's banned.
Like
wow.
It was like because it was like so controversial. Like they like like tried to like get rid of it because of how like I guess impactful they thought that it would be. It's like I don't want to get into so many specifics just because I don't want to spoil it. But like white people do start dying. But it's just the writing, I think, is just so like potent and poignant. There were like a few quotes that I had to like write down for my Letterboxd review. But there's
it's good.
No, like literally. But there's a scene where so he was like talking with one of the younger guys in the group, and like because he was like really light skinned, like he was really fair skinned, and he was like passing, and so he has like this whole thing, and he was just talking. He was like I hate white people, like da da da, and the guy was like, it's not about hating white people, it's about loving freedom enough to do whatever it takes for it. And he was like, specifically then after that, he said, you're gonna need more than hate to get through this. And I was like, they were able to put that shit on screen in the fucking like I oh my god. It's directed by Ivan Dixon, who I don't know if you know his name, but I'm very familiar with him because he's the main actor in a film called Nothing But a Man that the restoration premiered in Bologna when I went to Bologna a couple years ago. And I saw it and I loved it. But so I knew him as an actor, but this is like, I believe either the only film that he directed or like one of the only, like a very, very small number of films. Yeah, he's done one. He did two movies. And Spooky Sat by the Door is one of them. And then like Herbie Hancock did the score. Oh, wow. And the score is great.
I'm sold. This sounds awesome.
It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, that's my recommendation. Please watch that movie. Just as a piece of like American history, as a piece of Black history, Black cinema, it's very important, and it's like so good, so good. Anyway, so that's my recommendation. And then what I'm looking forward to, I can't say that I think this movie is going to be good, but what I will say is that no. What I will say is that I am probably one of maybe 100 people in the world that are like actually a fan of The Accountant.
That movie's awesome.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I was in good company. The Accountant 2 is coming out in April, and I haven't even like seen a trailer for it. But like when I tell you the first movie's like my shit, I remember seeing it in theaters, and then like I've seen it probably maybe just like 3 or 4 times in my life. Not in theaters, but I saw it in theaters the first time. But like I remember watching it on a plane one time. I've definitely watched it at the house once or twice, or like on like probably like HBO or something. It definitely actually was on HBO. But it's a little low-key a little problematic, just like the idea of it, or just the concept of him just being autistic, and it's Ben Affleck.
You see they cast real autistic people in The Accountant too?
No, I didn't. Good for them. That's a good thing. Yeah. But so because I enjoy the first movie, The Accountant 2 is a movie that I will get a ticket for. And will
you get a ticket for so many movies.
I know. But I think I will at least moderately enjoy it, just because I'll be back in the accountant world. There is also, just because I'm looking at it, I want to shout it out, the gay movie with Jacob Elordi and Diego Calva.
On Swift Horses?
Yes.
Daisy Edgar Jones is in it too, right?
Yes. Yeah. Her name is here. So that is, I will be seated for that as well. And I'm seeing Will Poulter is in it as well, and he's fine too. So I'm gonna have a fun time in that theater. Yeah, I think that's everything. Jack, is there any last statements you want to make?
Watch Until Dawn when it comes out, please.
Watch Until Dawn. I don't even know what that is, but we'll let that sit, and we'll let it marinate with you while you wait till our next episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back soon. I think probably sooner than y'all are thinking. Maybe you can maybe whistle while you work in the meantime. That was dumb as shit. Okay, bye.